Hi, in this video I'm going to be doing a quick performance overview of the ASUS GTX 980Ti that I currently have in this case. All the case assembly and all the component unboxings you can see on my channel as well. And the monitor behind me is ASUS VX279, which is IPS 27-inch monitor. I will also place in the description down below all the components listing, so just in case you're wondering. But yeah, here I'm going to be doing a quick performance overview using the software there, as you see on the screen behind me. So that would be 3D Mark and the PC Mark. These are latest versions, at least at the moment. I'm going to be doing more benchmarks later on because this screen is 1080p screen, but I'm getting 1440p screen, which I always wanted and which is this graphics card is meant for. Also, later on, you're going to see on my channel the video of GTX 1070 with exactly the same benchmarks that I'm running and more. So what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to do some benchmark videos, basically one video of one particular benchmark at a time. So there will be Rise of the Tomb Raider, there will be GTA 5 benchmark, there will be Metro Redux benchmark, and whatever other benchmarks I can get my hands on in the games that are easy to benchmark. Some of the games, as you know, do not have their own benchmarks, so I might exclude them, I might include them, we'll see that. So this one, the reason I'm using these two benchmarks is because they're kind of resolution independent and going to show you performance that you can compare to your system no matter what display you're using at the moment. So let's get started. Okay, so first things first, there's a 3D Mark score here, so nothing surprising, 4228. There's the graphics card, there's the CPU, and we have graphics score here, 4168, physics 13601, and combined 2198. And as you see from the chart below, it's right in the middle there, between 4K gaming PC and a standard gaming PC, or a VR ready gaming PC, so not bad at all. Next, I'm going to show you PC Mark. There it is here. This one is Home Conventional 3.0, and there's another score there I'm going to show you there in a minute. So there you go. The score is 4612. Once again, there's the GPU, there's the CPU, there's all the test information there. And last but not least, the same PC Mark Home, but instead of conventional, accelerated. So there's some differences there, and the score is slightly higher, 5040. And if I toggle between them, you can clearly see what scores are different, and that's back to 3D Mark. Now, in terms of how I ran the benchmark, so first of all, this is the 3D Mark. I went to benchmarks, went here to Strike Ultra, and I excluded demo because I don't need that, just to save some time, and I did run, and that's it. I didn't change anything else in Nvidia drivers or in 3D Mark drivers as standard. In terms of driver version, I suppose we can have a look. So there you go, that's the version of the GeForce experience. And there's a current driver version, Nvidia driver, so that's that. And in terms of PC Mark, I did similar things. So I went to benchmark, selected the home, there's other tests to do, but they take quite some time. Like for instance, this test, 40 to 120 minutes, this test, 1 to 3 hours, this test, short, 15 to 25, applications, 30 to 50. And I need Creative Cloud and Microsoft Office licensing. So some apps I have, some apps I don't. So for that reason, I just went to the home and I can run all benchmarks here. So first was the accelerated, as they showed you there, and second one is conventional. And that's pretty much the testing. Now, in terms of GTX 980 Ti, you can also do some settings on Nvidia GeForce Experience. I'm going to show you there for a second. If I go to preferences, if I go to my rig, and if I go to LED visualizer, configure, and I have some settings here that I can change. However, there's a little bit of caveat there. For instance, if I choose LED effects on, no animation, so I don't want it breathing, flashing, dual flashing or whatever, so no animation at all, set brightness to maximum, fixed brightness, and I do apply. I'm going to show you what happens next. So I have the computer case there open for you guys so you can see. Now, as you see, the graphics card is still flashing. Now, if I to go to the settings once again, and if I to select, for instance, flashing, let's say, and the brightness range like this, so as bright as I can, and hit apply. Look what's happening. It's still pulsating, but it's flashing at the same time. If you don't believe me, I'll show you another thing here. I select, say, random. Once again, increase the brightness so you could clearly see, and apply. So there is still some random behavior, but it's still flashing at the same interval. What I'm trying to show you there, other than off, which would switch it off obviously, nothing else really works. All I can do is I can decrease the brightness, increase the brightness. If I mess around with the animation, it's not affecting. So it seems like the GPU is hardwired to do this pulsating thing, and you cannot change it via software, which is a bit of a kind of a pain in the neck, but anyway, it is how it is. So that's how it looks with the GPU inside of the rig. So everything is installed. As you see, I did LEDs on the top. I have a solid white, well, it's kind of a bluish tint, but let's say solid white. And on the bottom is pulsating red, and the GPU is pulsating red. They're not synchronized or anything like that, but looks pretty cool. So that's it, guys. That's the performance overview of the GTX 980 Ti, as you saw from the benchmarks. That's the GPU there in computer case, and it's 6700K CPU from Intel, so it's the i7, and it's unlocked obviously. None of the components in my case are, well, in my PC, I suppose, are overclocked. I'm running them at the stock speeds for two reasons. One is to show you exactly how they perform if you put them in your own rig, and two is because I don't see any reason to overclock the GPU on CPU, at least in my case. If the game is not running well, guess what? I simply need to decrease the resolution or decrease the graphics fidelity. So go from maximum to medium or whatever settings I need to go, or simply purchase a better GPU if need to be done. So that's that, guys. Yeah, there's nothing else to say. I hope you liked the video. I hope it was a little bit of an informative one for you. Everything there is based on 3D Mark and PC Mark, for the reason that I don't have a 4K monitor and I cannot really properly test the games on 4K. I might be able to properly test few games on 1440p on this GPU, and I might be able to do that on the 1070 as well when I get one, if I still have the monitor, because the monitor will be a review sample from Philips. So that's that, guys. Thanks for watching. Any questions in the comment section down below, and yeah, have a nice day.